Hi everyone, Ed Bates here from Kilworth Chiropractic again. So this is our, let me turn that off. So this is our second video in our series about sleep. Now, as we discussed in our last video, sleep is absolutely crucial for your health. In fact, it's been likened to a burst water pipe in your house, as its effects will leak down into every nook and cranny of your physiology. But if sleep is so important, why do so many people struggle with it? Apparently over 10% of the population rely on sleeping tablets. Well, in short, there really are two basic causes. One, a physical disturbance, and two, a mental disturbance. So what do I mean by those terms? Well, one obvious cause of a physical disturbance can simply be due to a lack of physical exercise. You know, as we've discussed in previous videos, there are certain natural laws that we must abide by, and one of them is the law of movement. We need to move every joint in our bodies every single day, and the simplest way of achieving this is by taking a brisk walk. You know, ideally it's recommended that you walk, a minimum of 2 miles every single day. However, any exercise that you enjoy doing is sufficient, regardless as to whether it's dancing, gardening, swimming, going to the gym, Zumba, or what have you. So even if you are mentally exhausted, if you are not physically tired, you may not sleep that well. So you need to find time to move and exercise. Now, another cause of disturbed sleep, which is also linked to a lack of physical movement, is pain. Simply, if any of your joints are stiff and sore when you try to move them, then that is conclusive proof that you've been disobeying the law of movement. Now, aside from interrupting your sleep, it's also important to realize that pain's not normal. It is your body's way of communicating that something is wrong. So that's a sign to give us a call, get the cause of the pain fixed. Now, what do I mean by mental disturbance? Well, by this I mean stress and emotional upset. Too often, we go to bed with our minds full of fears, concerns and worries. And unfortunately, these negative emotions have the effect of stimulating your fight or flight survival mechanisms. Remember, your body has two basic functional states. One, growth, repair and reproduction. And two, survival and defense, your so-called fight-flight response. So to understand these states, just look at an animal in the wild, like a gazelle, for example. It can be grazing peacefully in growth mode one moment before suddenly exploding and bolting away from a predator in pure defense or survival mode. Well, our thoughts and negative emotions have the same effect as a predator. Your body becomes focused on survival, and no surprise, if you're in fight or flight, then sleep is not exactly appropriate. So what can you do? Well, you need to reduce the noise that goes on in your head. And one simple tip is to avoid watching TV programs that causes upset. Watching the news, for example, is just not sensible. Think about it. The news is all about bad news, i.e. death, war, and upset. Unfortunately, bad news does sell. So aside from switching off the TV, if you struggle to wind down, then change your evening routine. For example, try having a warm, relaxing bath or meditating for a few minutes before you go to bed. Now, of course, we are all humans and we all have emotions, but we don't need to dwell in negative emotions. Now, in a later video, I will discuss some other things that you can do to help deal with stress and emotions to ensure you get a peaceful and restful night's sleep. So until next time, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.